Today on Review This Thing, we're going to review this thing, the Sig Sauer P365 XL. Hey, this is Robbie with Review This Thing, where our goal is to give you the most honest, thorough, unbiased, unpaid reviews on YouTube. Today we continue our series of complete reviews on the handguns we tested back in the summer for the best 9mm for the female shooter video. Testing and comparing all these handguns has been a lot of fun. If you've missed any of those other complete reviews, make sure you check them out if you get a chance. But today, we're going to give you our thoughts on the Sig Sauer P365 XL. Before we get too far, know that this gun is unloaded in any of the videos you see, unless you see us shooting. We've shot this gun a ton, and you'll obviously notice I'm the one giving the review. That's because this one is definitely my favorite. Let's review this thing. Let's cover all the facts. The first part is fit. We're going to cover fit the same way we did with the Glock 19. I'm going to start out and then Adrian's going to jump in on a couple of sections just to give you her thoughts on it. As Adrian has said in many of the videos, fit is very subjective. So if there's a chance you can go handle the gun and shoot it if possible before you decide whether it fits you or not. I would say I have average size hands. From my thumb to the tip of my middle finger is about 5.5 inches, and to my trigger finger is about 4.5 inches. And the width of my last 3 fingers is right at 2.5 inches. In my opinion, this is where this gun shines. I really think the engineer at Sig must have had my exact same size hand. The grip is 2 inches long and just under 5 inches around at its widest point. The width and depth of the grip fits my hand perfectly. It allows me to get a firm grasp all the way around with easy placement of my secondary hand to allow great control while firing. I can only assume that the grip fitting me this well is a major part of why I would say it has very slight recoil. The length of the grip is such that my pinky finger is just barely off the end, but with the magazine inserted, I have full contact.
Now, I feel very differently about this gun. So I have smaller hands than he does, so you would think that that would mean this grip would fit me better. However, that is not the case. The length of the grip is perfect for me, but on this grip, I don't feel like I have anywhere to put my support hand. I feel like whenever I grasp it, I'm pushing on my fingers and not on the gun, creating stabilization itself. With this smaller grip, I just don't feel like I have as much control, which then, for me, that makes it feel like there's more recoil.
The other thing we like to cover with fit is how easy it is from your natural hand position to reach the other controls of the gun. First is the slide release. It's very easy and natural for me to release this slide with my thumb. I don't even have to move my hand to get my thumb right on the slide release.
So apparently I have miniature thumbs, because for my natural holding position, and again this is a small grip, I can't reach the slide release at all. I have to move my hand quite a bit to be able to reach up and work that slide release.
The mag release is also very easy for me to work. Most every other gun that we reviewed, I had to move my hand at least a little bit to get it on the mag release, not with the P365 XL.
And again, from my natural grip, the mag release is a bit too far forward for me. And I feel like, similar to how we talked about with the Glocks, you have to work it from the front. And similar to the Sky that we just reviewed, whenever you push on one side with your thumb, it protrudes out the other side. So after I've moved my hand to push it, my finger gets in the way and I can't work it at all. Basically, I need new thumbs.
Pretty much. Finally, we'll talk about reaching the trigger. The trigger distance is about 2.5 inches. It's angled forward just a little bit, which makes it easy to find contact.
And I must have normal length trigger finger because this trigger is actually pretty easy for me to reach too. Since Robbie's in charge of this review, we're going to go with the score that he chooses. I would give fit about a 3 out of 5, but he's in charge.
I can't give fit a score without thinking about the differences Adrian discussed. But because I'm the one doing the review and how well the grip actually fits my hand, I'm going to give fit a 4.9 out of 5. Now, is the Sig Sauer P365 XL as advertised? The main thing Sig advertises is that it is the perfect balance of concealment and shootability. Let's first talk about concealment. The total length is about 6.5 inches, height about 4.5 inches, and it weighs about 1 pound 5 ounces unloaded. It also has a fairly slim design, making this a micro compact handgun. Because of its size, I would say it's very concealable. I've been able to carry it in this in-the-waistband 1791 gun leather holster. It's compact and comfortable to carry, and you'd really have to be looking for it to be able to see it. Now, let's talk about shootability. I can't say enough good things about how this gun shoots. I've been accurate with and without the red dot on this gun, and I don't feel like there's near as much recoil out of the 365 XL as other micro compact guns I've shot. The extended beaver tail design also makes it more comfortable to shoot. The trigger is really easy to control, and the quick reset makes follow-up shots smoother and faster.
So surprisingly enough, I actually shoot this gun fairly well, but it's still not my favorite for a few reasons. As I mentioned earlier, I don't have as much control because it doesn't fit as well, and I feel like the texture on this grip is a little too aggressive for me. Apparently I'm a big softie because I keep saying that about a lot of these guns, but this one I just feel like I get a little bit more irritation than I'm happy with. But even with those things, I've been able to be fairly accurate with this gun, so I think that says a lot.
Overall, I would say based on the size of the P365 XL and how easy it is for both of us to shoot, we're going to give, as advertised, a 5 out of 5. And now, on to construction and durability. The Sig P365 XL is a striker-fired micro-compact 9mm. The version we have is Ellipses exclusive that they were kind enough to send over to us to test. It has a polymer grip with a steel frame and a stainless steel slide covered with this nitron finish. And the slide obviously has front and rear serrations, making it much easier to work. The slide actually is really easy to work anyway. While we're talking about the slide, one of our favorite parts of this gun is that it's optics ready. The rear sight plate can be removed and an optic placed right on there. Now Sig would obviously design it so that the Sig Romeo Zero fits right on there, but it also fits Shield RMSC platform red dots. And you know I really like shooting with a red dot, especially on a pistol, because it helps me be more accurate and get back on target faster. This sight is pretty cool because it actually has a rear sight that co-witnesses with the front sights in case the red dot was to stop working. Speaking of iron sights, the Sig P365 XL comes standard with X-Ray 3 day-night sights. The front sight post especially stands out at night. I was very surprised the first time I picked this gun up at night and tried to find the sights. Sig has made it really easy to find the sights in dark conditions. I also like the design of the trigger on this thing. It's flat facing, which I find pretty comfortable, and it has a 90-degree break. So basically, even though the trigger starts forward, it's going to break whenever you get to 90 degrees. I like that because it's a very natural point in the trigger squeeze. We weighed the trigger pull and it averaged right in between 5 and 6 pounds, which is about perfect for what I like. As I mentioned earlier, the short trigger reset makes follow-up shots much smoother. One other thing I really like about the P365 XL is it comes standard with two 12-round magazines, and this NRA exclusive version came with an extra 15-round magazine. And finally, it does have a pick rail on the front, which is always nice if you wanted to add a laser or a light. As far as durability, we've shot thousands of rounds through this gun. I purposefully didn't clean it through the first part of all of our testing just to see how it would hold up, and we didn't have a single misfire or misfeed. Now, I've cleaned it since then, but I'd still say it's pretty durable. Overall, we've been really pleased with the Sig, so we're going to give construction and durability a 5 out of 5. And now, on to testimonials and reviews. We found thousands of reviews on this gun, and most all of them were very positive. But we're going to give you some of the complaints so you guys know what people say about it. One complaint was that the night sights don't work. That's one thing I was actually very pleased with and surprised whenever I first looked at it at night. So I haven't had that trouble, but that was a complaint. We saw several complaints that said it doesn't shoot on target and it was hard to get consistent groups. As far as all of our shooters, they were able to be pretty consistent, and I've been able to be very accurate with this gun. The majority of the complaints were that the slide wouldn't return to battery. We haven't had that trouble, but we saw it mentioned a lot. Another complaint was that it was difficult to load the magazine by hand. Now, I'm not so sure about that because we've mostly been using the up-level mag loader instead of loading them by hand. We saw it mentioned that it was difficult to remove the rear sight plate. Now, I didn't have that trouble, but I did watch a YouTube video to figure out exactly how to do it. You know what we do? We're going to tell you the score that we found. So for testimonials and reviews, the Sig Sauer P365 XL is going to get a 4.2 out of 5. And finally, should I buy this thing? You know what I'm going to say. It depends on what you're looking for. I think when most people look for the P365 XL, they're looking for a micro compact option that'll be great for concealment. If that's what you're looking for, I would say the P365 XL is a great option for you. For me, it's comfortable to shoot, it's accurate and reliable, and the size definitely makes it easy to carry. In case you can't tell, the P365 has definitely been my favorite. And remember, before you buy any handgun, if you can handle it, if you have the option to shoot it, please do that so you know whether it's actually going to fit you or not. But for should I buy this thing, the Sig P365 XL, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Thanks for watching our Sig Sauer P365 XL review. While you're here, watch several other videos. If you like the videos, give them a like and comment and let us know. If you really like it, share us with your friends and subscribe if you haven't. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Check out our podcast on multiple platforms and go to reviewthisthingtv.com for more content.